Hello, America. I'm sorry I didn't hear you come in. I was busy doing paperwork. I'm actually reading this is a court decision, a transcript of a proceeding by the Honorable Samuel B. Kent. Yes. Here in Texas, believe it or not. This is about somebody who just couldn't handle prayer at graduation. And let me just quote a little bit of the transcript here. This is what the judge said. And let me tell you, the court will allow that prayer in a typical non-denominational way, which we can refer to God or the Almighty or that sort of thing. The prayer must not refer to any specific deity by name, whether it's Jesus or Buddha or Muhammad or the great god Shiva or anybody else. And make no mistake, I'm quoting, the court is going to have the United States Marshal in attendance at graduation. And any student that offends this court, that student will summarily be arrested and face up to 6 months incarceration in the Galveston County Jail, boy. Anybody who violates these orders, no kidding, is going to wish that he or she had died as a child when this court gets through them. When did we stop impeaching judges? If you say Jesus in a prayer at graduation, you're going to wish you would have died as a child? I just love the new American court system, don't you? Yeah, if you just stamp out God, we'd be great. At some point, we're going to look back, because we have a tendency of doing this. We look back on history and we have kind of this self-righteous attitude. We stand around and we say, oh my goodness, how did those baboons not see it coming? I mean, how did these idiots miss all of the things that were tipping them off the disaster was going? Oh, a mighty good year. How did they miss it? Well, let's find out the answer right now, okay? We're missing it right now as a society. We have been given a great and tremendous gift, and we are blowing it. And most people haven't the faintest clue.
They're like, yeah, what movie's coming out this weekend? I got a mouse in my pocket, George.
We were born into freedom, and we have lost appreciation for how rare and fragile it truly is. Anyone warning about the loss of freedom, they're mocked, they're ridiculed, because people can't fathom life without the freedoms that we have. It's impossible to believe that we could lose it. Heaven knows how to put a proper price upon its goods, and it would be strange indeed if so celestial an article as freedom should not be highly rated. Thomas Paine, The Crisis. If we don't stand up and stand together and stand behind the shield of faith, 100 years from now, hell, 20 years from now, people will be reading history and asking the same question. It will be our children that will say, what was wrong with them? The evidence is plenty, and we've shown much of it to you this week. The attacks on faith are breathtaking. They've been heating up just a little bit, huh? And there's more. We've got the latest for you. Remember when we talked about how Obama rewarded the grads who worked for 10 years in government by forgiving their student loans? Just work for the government for 10 years. Come on, be a zombie slave. They sold it under the premise that those who are serving into the community are going to get less salary. No, they're not. No, they're not. The government's paying more than, the private sector. Anyway, that was the premise that everybody's like, yes, the government service thing, that's a good idea. Zombies. The government's going to reward that service. Today we learned that if you work for a nonprofit and your duties include religious instruction, any kind of worship service, or any kind of form of saying Jesus, you're not qualified to have your loan forgiven. Let me translate. Jesus forgives, but the government doesn't. Atheists have continued to mobilize, and instances of manufactured outrage have increased. These guys are amazing. They say they can make it without God. Geez, what a bunch of weenies these guys are. The minute you say God, they're like, I can't take it. The latest offense incident, if you will, Happened in North Carolina. If you have small children, bring them close to the TV. I'm going to show something shocking. This is in Newland, North Carolina. The atheists are up in arms over a shocking and horrifying public display. Warning, kids, get a little closer. Yeah, you're going to get cancer or whatever, eye cancer, whatever my mom said you'd get, but here it is. Look. It's the 10 Commandments, isn't it? Yes, a 10 Commandment plaque right there on the wall. And the atheists claim that's government trying to establish religion. No! And we would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for those crazy kids in the mystery van. They got us. The most efficient way I know of to convert people to Christianity or Judaism, whichever, is to put a plaque in a side hallway of a government building. Because I know I'll be walking to go get, something. I'm pissed off that I got to go with my driver's license. And I'm walking along. I go, whoa, wait a minute, the 10 Commandments. I never thought of that. I should go join a church. Really? Yeah. Don't let the atheists know. But the next thing we'll do is we'll start putting in stained glass windows with a crucifix in the maintenance closet. We'll get all of those ACLU people and the SCIU people, get those janitors in no time. Want to see their letter? Here's the letter. Freedom From Religion Foundation. I didn't read that in any of the documents. Freedom From Religion. Basically it says, if the plaque doesn't come down, they vowed to keep on fighting. I'm not going to, because a fight requires two sides. And I don't really think this one's worthy of a fight, because there's nothing to fight about. The 10 Commandments are just fact. What do we have to fight about? Which part, atheists? Which commandment do you disagree with? Is it thou shalt not kill? Because some of you crazy atheists at the Occupy Oakland should hear that one. How about thou shalt not covet? Occupy Wall Street needs to hear that one too. Which religion are we indoctrinating people in? Is it Judaism or is it Christianity? Which one? Which one? I want to know. I believe we're all pretty good with the 10 Commandments. I think even Allah might weigh in on this one and say, bing, 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 I'd take a bull crap for 1,000, Alex. Yes, the answer is, this really has nothing to do with faith. Oh, sorry. It is what has nothing to do with faith? The 10 Commandments. Civilization was built on everything in those 10 Commandments. This is about civilization and ending civilization. That's what it is. Not about getting anybody to go to church. Civilization.